What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? My name is Nathan. I am one half of your Heel Brothers. And man, it has been absolutely outstanding of all the different feedback I've been hearing from you guys ever since we made the video last week on Friday. That has been a lot of fun talking to you guys once again, getting to reconnect with some of my guys out there. And I'm super pumped for what's going to be happening here as we get closer and closer to Friday. Really looking forward to seeing what happens, and it's really good to be touching base back with you guys again. You guys have been amazing, and man, it has been a ton of fun to speak with all of you guys again. But today, I know this is a North Carolina channel. We talk about North Carolina. We are the Hill Brothers. But today, I want to sit down with you guys or stand up. I can't do this kind of stuff sitting down. It bugs me. So with this, I want to talk to you guys about the amazing things that have happened since January, since I left the Hill Brothers. What's happened? What was everything that happened? What went on? And ultimately now, like, what has the last number of months looked like for me? Because for you guys, I stepped away at the end of January. Alan put together a very thankful and beautiful video, and Alan did his best to continue on with this channel. And I tell you, man, he for a guy that's never been in this business before, been in this world before, for him to step in and step up and to say, hey, I'm just going to do the best that I can. I think the world of that dude, man, and he has done an amazing job. And then ultimately, life calls. He's a father of three and a husband and the whole ordeal. And he took all of that and decided that it was best for him to be more of a family man than be doing this here, Heel Brothers podcast, which, hey, that's admirable, because there's a lot of times in my life where I wouldn't have made that decision, and I would put something else before personal needs. So credit to him and everything that he did. But what happened to Nathan? What happened to me? Where did I go? What all did happen? For those who kind of followed it pretty consistently, and for those that maybe didn't at all and just knew that I left and didn't really understand or know what was going on. Because when everything happened, I kind of had to be a little secretive about it because I had people watching that were not supposed to know yet. So I had to be a little secretive about what was going on and what was going out there at the time. So let me start back with last year during football season. I had really been battling a lot about being a part of the Hill Brothers. I loved what I did. I loved what I was doing. And the thing about it is that I was just not in a really good place mentally in my head. I was facing a lot of battles. Longer story that goes into all that stuff throughout of last year. But I was fighting some demons, if you will. And really one of the biggest things was that, again, I know this is a North Carolina channel, but I'm gonna talk about God in this because God's really worked in my life, and I'm gonna talk about that. And if some people are not okay with that, I understand, but I'm gonna tell my story and tell it in its full entirety. So God had really been calling me away from the Hill Brothers, and it kind of aggravated me because, man, it felt like we were really doing something. I was enjoying what I was doing, and we were growing like crazy, being able to do these opportunities, being able to connect with people that I've always enjoyed in the space, and being able to sit down and chit chat and talk with them, and being able to create relationships with those kinds of people was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun, and the community, you guys have been phenomenal, and we were just able to have a really cool time. Getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning my time and traveling to Chapel Hill to go work and work as an usher. That was phenomenal. I enjoyed all that stuff, but I could feel this tug of war that was consistently happening, and I was losing that battle. And football season didn't help at all with just the way it went, and it was not only was I was fighting a battle, but there was no excitement in the football season in order to keep me uplifted enough. And I tell you, God really worked on me. And he was just calling me like, it's time to go, it's time to leave, it's time to leave, it's time to leave, it's time to leave, it's time to stop this. And I couldn't figure out why. And slowly but surely, I'm not even gonna say slowly, it was kind of a really fast movement, if you will, that all of a sudden, like, I just didn't love this at all. I got to a point I didn't even care about the universe. And I'm not even lying. I got to a point I didn't care about North Carolina at all. I didn't care. If another North Carolina notification didn't come across my ticker, I was okay with that. Like, I just did not care for any of it at all. Politics or community. I couldn't. I loved, we have some of you out there are absolutely phenomenal. I love you guys to death. You were like names that stick out to me consistently. I'm telling you, a lot of you guys, and you guys know who you are. All of you know who you are. I love you guys to death, and that's the reason I'm standing here right now, to be honest with you. But I just didn't care about anything North Carolina-wise at all. And unfortunately, you guys saw the brunt of that in the lack of content wasn't any good. The care for it wasn't there, and that wasn't fair to you guys. It wasn't fair to the guys that was with us, whether it be Alan or Jeff at the time or Tori, whatever the case may be. It was not fair, and I was just not in that headspace at all to even really care about it. And I tried to mask it, but it just didn't work. And as the new year got closer and closer and closer, we got into basketball season, and I was just going through the motions. Hey, whatever, basketball. And basketball really wasn't all that cool. Caleb Wilson was pretty cool, and there was some moments, but I just didn't care. I really did not care at all, and that was wild to me. And then kept this battle, consistently ongoing battle, and sure enough, I remember I was up at midnight. I was sitting at my desk, and I was up at midnight right when the clock struck 12 a.m. for 2026, January 1st. Here we go, boom, boom, struck midnight. And I was just in this big, that whole night, I was just in like a big, just like, man, what am I doing with my life? And I was, in a career-wise, on a personal level, in a job sense, I was not in a great place at all. I just was not happy. God had been working on me in a lot of different ways, and things I can say honestly I'm thankful for now. In the moment, it's hard because when you're going through trials and you're going through tribulations and you don't, you think God should move left and he moves right, you're sitting there kind of frustrated, like, man, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to get through? Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? And that was a big question for me. What am I supposed to do with my life? Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to be doing? And when midnight struck on 2026, I finally said, you know what, God, I'm done. I'm done. I give up. But you win. I'm leaving. And I texted Alan and Jeff and Tori that, I think, following day. I texted them and was like, hey, guys, this is what's going on. I'm stepping away. And at the end of January will be my last day. I'll go ahead and finish out the month. That way it's not effective immediately. It is gradual. We can kind of go through this month, and I can maybe, I can get excited for one last month, and I did. And I was very excited to go through one last month of Hill Brothers. And when I did, I know it affected everybody around me. Alan was hit pretty hard with it. And family, some of our family was like, hey man, what was going on? But I kept telling them, I was like, guys, I don't know what's going on, but I just know God's calling me away from it. Quite frankly, I'm a little agitated about it because I feel like we had a good thing here. But it's just time to move. I don't know what to do. It's just time to move. And the thing about it is that during that entire time, over the last almost 11 years of my life, I have battled with this little thing in the back of my head. I never talked about it. I never wanted to acknowledge it, because you acknowledge it, it gives it credence, it gives it credibility. And I never wanted to talk about it at all because, number one, I didn't feel worthy to do. I said number one, I put up 3. Number one, I didn't feel worthy to do it. And number two, it's like, there's no way you're calling me into that. There's no, yeah, right, whatever. That's not who, I can't be that. There's no way that I can do that. And I battled that for 11 years of my life. I was 15 when this battle started. I come to know Christ when I was 15, February the 22nd of 2015. I'll never forget that day. And it wasn't very long after that I heard somebody said something to me for the first time ever. And when he said it, it kind of shocked me. I'll tell you guys what that is in just a second. So January, essentially the 1st, I decided, okay, at midnight, right when the clock struck, I said, all right, God, I'm done. You win. I'm done with the Hill Brothers. That following Friday, so I think that was like a Sunday or something like that. But that next weekend, I've been helping out with our youth in our church. I had been doing it since September of last year, 2025. And we were doing a winter retreat. Youth group gets together, they go to camp. There's a nice camp not too far down the road from where we live. And it's just a way for us to get together as a youth group, go to camp, sit back, relax, enjoy each other, go to church while we're there, and just a weekend together as a youth group, but also a youth group that's seeking God at the same time. And it was phenomenal. But I knew that trip was coming. And each day that got closer to it, I noticed that there was just something in me that was just getting this big angst. And I've always had a sense for something's getting ready to happen. It could be good or could be bad, but I knew something was getting ready to happen. And I was praying, I was like, God, what do you want me to do? Like, I know this much. If you're calling me away from what I'm doing with the Hill Brothers, it's got to be for something good. You've got to be getting ready to do something. I don't know what it is. I also didn't want to hear what it was either. Again, we'll get back to that. But we were getting closer and closer to that trip. So that trip was January the 8th, I think, through like the 10th. We came back, I think we left on the 8th and we came back the 10th. Just a couple of days out there at camp. Great time. Or 8th to the 11th or something like that. But sure enough, on like the 6th, we as a family got together and we celebrated a birthday. I believe it was Bryson's birthday, if I remember correctly. Not Bryson's, Jackson, the littlest one. You guys possibly saw him through videos that Alan has had and everything. You possibly saw him pop up on like a live stream or something like that. But sure enough, we celebrated his birthday. And we all got to talking as a family, all of us, and everybody was asking, like, Nathan, why are you actually leaving the Hill Brothers? Because it was something that, as a family, it was fun to see Alan and I do that. Doing the Hill Brothers, everybody was watching. You guys would see them in the chat, whether it be Ashley, our mom. You'd see that, and people were starting to ask me at the dinner table that night. They're like, "Hey, what's the reason you're doing it?" And I was kind of doing a big long spiel like I'm doing right now. Where I was like, "Hey, I know God's calling me away from it. I know that. I don't know why, but I know that that's what He's doing. I can feel that in my soul and in my spirit, but I don't know why. I just know it's got to be good, whatever it is." And Alan's father-in-law asked me a question about something, and I looked at him, and I told him, and this is the first time I'd ever mention anything about this thing I'd been battling for 11 years that I knew I was being called to. I said, maybe, just maybe. I said, I feel like God's calling me to do something I'm just not ready to do yet, or I'm just not willing to do yet. But maybe through whatever this is, I will be. It was the first time I ever said anything. I didn't say anything. I said literally that. Still didn't want to give specifics, but that was the first time I ever hinted at something. Because during that battle, that tug of war, if you will, God was finally kind of like pushing me, and I was becoming more willing to listen to what God had for me. And that weekend come for the winter retreat. So I leave January the 1st. January 5th, 6th, something like that, is when I say that for the first time. Then we have winter retreat the 8th. So the day we're supposed to go to winter retreat, something's just gnawing at me all day. You ever had that feeling where it's just like, you don't know what it is, but something's just gnawing at you, and something's gonna happen. You just can't place it. But sure enough, okay. I don't know what, and it bugged me all day. I'm like, I don't know what it's like. I kind of don't want to go. I just don't want to go. I don't know why I don't want to go, but I just don't want to go. I ended up making it down there, but I prayed one thing on the way down there. I said, God, I want you to show me what you want me to do in my life. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something meaningful with my life. And this is something that I had said for a very long time. Anybody in my family or my friends will know that. I'd be like, I know I'm supposed to be, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something more meaningful with my life, but I don't know what the heck it is. So God, will you please show it to me? I said, but I want you to reveal to me what it is that you want me to do in my life. But I said, this is the mistake I made. I said, God, I want you to make it so plain and so duh that this bimbo can't miss it. When I said that, he's like, okay. When I got down to the winter retreat, I knew what it was. So me and God battled for another 3 days. He won. But ever since I was 11 years old, or ever since I was 15 years old, for 11 years, I'm 26 now. I come to know Christ at 15. That was in February. A few months after that, I was cutting grass with a buddy of mine, family friend, and his grandpa was the pastor of the church that I grew up in. And he said, one Monday, so we would cut grass throughout the week. He said, hey man, Papa said the most wildest thing at Sunday lunch. This is back in 2015. This is during the summer of 15. I said, what's that? He says, Bo. He says, he stopped what he was doing and he looked at the table and he said that you were going to be called to preach. Beg your pardon? I said, what? He said, yeah, Bo, sure did. I said, are you sure? I said, what are you talking about? He says, Bo, he says, I'm not lying. I was like, oh, that's odd. But that was the first day I ever heard a little small voice that said, he's right. And for years, I kept hearing people say something, make a comment. Hey, man, you got a voice. I remember hearing that a ton when I was in the TV business. He's like, oh, you got a voice. Maybe you'd get around people at church, but hey, God might call you to preach. It might be this. Oh yeah, right. And I'd go on about my day. I'd try to avoid. So I'm like, how you can't? Me, of all people. Like, guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I've got a past in my life. I'm no perfect person by any stretch. I'm still not. How in the world? How are you gonna call me of all people? Seriously? No, there's no way. You're making a mistake. That's my mindset. And for all those years, I'd battle it, and I'd try to go do things I wanted to go do. Like I wanted to be a commentator, went and tried to do that. All of a sudden, my passion just drops out of nowhere, takes me away from it. I go work for a company that I'm like, oh shoot, I got a career now, here we go. And like, it isn't very long, I just become to hate it. Then I do the Hill Brothers and I'm loving it, right? Everything is great. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, like my passion's just gone. I'm like, why does this doesn't make any, why does this keep happening? And it all dawned on me over that weekend at Winter Retreat that, hey, the reason it keeps happening is because you are attempting to go do something that I am not calling you to go do. I'm calling you to this. If you want to keep running around and trying to figure it out and do it your own way, have at it. You're going to get these same results. Or you can just trust and follow me, and here we go. And over that course of the weekend of the Winter Retreat, I finally said, you know what, God, you win. You win. I'm going to give in. I can't sit here and say that you're not God enough to pull me through it because of situations that he's brought me through in my life. Things where it's like, yeah, how in the world is that bill going to get paid? Or life situations, man, I could have died like that. Or I've saw miracles in my family and friends around me. And like, I know you're God enough that, if you're going to call me to this, I have to be willing to believe that you're going to see me through it. And so I finally accepted my call to preach. And that is where I left you guys at the very end of January, because I told my pastor about it. And he's like, hey, in this time, like for the next little bit, let's chill out. We don't need to go telling everybody right now. He's obviously go tell your family, of course, all that stuff. He's like, when it comes to announcing it to our church, he's like, let's just be patient. Stay in your Bible and see what's up. And really what it is that he has seen many people come to him say, oh yeah, God's called me to preach. 100% God's called you to preach. And then like, like that, they're gone. You tell them to be a little bit patient, and they're gone, and they never end up acting on it. He says some people just get emotional and think, hey, you're called. That's not necessarily the case. Each person has a calling on their life, and through prayer, you find you can and seeking God, you can find that, whatever that is. Every person's got one. What is yours? This happened to be mine, and I knew it. I didn't want it because I didn't feel worthy of it, and quite frankly, I'm not. Nobody is. That's the secret that I have found, is that, hey, the people that you see, the preachers that you see, the real preachers, because there's some fake ones out there as well, none of them are worthy of the platform that they have. They are an imperfect, God is using an imperfect person. Talk about a perfect person's will. I think I may have put that together. Well, I don't know, maybe that works good. All he's doing is sending to tell him about a man who can, that being Jesus. And you know what? Okay. It's like, God, whatever you have for me. I had finally submitted everything. I was like, you know what, God? Like, whatever you want to do, that's what we're going to do. I won't move until I know you want me to move, whatever the situation may be. And I stayed quiet, and I stayed consistent about what I was doing. And for the first time in my life, I had a weight lifted off of me that was just like, hey, I know what I'm supposed to do in my life. I finally know that. And that was a big weight on my shoulders. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys have went through that yourselves. But for me, that was a huge weight. What was that? So I finally said, okay. Lo and behold, wasn't too much longer. Preacher come to me. He says, hey, man, next Sunday night, I want you to preach. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, okay. So I did. Alan was there that night. Tori was there that night. Family. It was a great night. It was a night that I can't, I really can't put into words. My youth group that God had used big time to show me how he can work through people. He used a lot of the youth group to get to me in a good way. Like, I could see these young kids worshiping, praising, and just submitting, and I couldn't do that, and I'm much older than them. I'm like, how am I supposed to, how are these young people doing it, and here I am having issues with it, you know? And I got to just see that. And they were able to be there that night. You know, typically we have a youth service that's across the street, but they came over, they were in the sanctuary that night, and it was an amazing night. And not too long after that, a couple of weeks after that, we were getting closer to Easter. Well, the preacher had come to me and says, hey, we want to do some Easter teaser trailers to kind of promote the sermon in which we are doing on Easter Sunday. Kind of giving throughout we were doing 4 weeks of trailers where each trailer would kind of each week would be giving the backstory leading up to the main sermon. We would show those in the sanctuary, post them on social media, all that good jazz. He says, would you mind helping me do that? I said, yeah, absolutely, for sure. So we filmed the first one, it goes great. We filmed the second one. After we filmed the second one, he says, hey man, sit down in that chair right now. I want to talk to you about something. Shoot, what you got? He said, I won't go into the specifics of what he said because it was a very personal conversation. But he basically said that he had been watching me for a long time, which I did not know. I'm Nate. You know, I serve on our media team. I'd been on our media team for a year and a half, right about that time. And he knows I did this with you guys. He watched some of this stuff at times. He's a South Carolina guy, but we won't judge him for it too much. But no, he sat down and we had a very personal conversation about things that he had witnessed in my life that he thought a lot of. And right there on the spot, which was wild to me, he asked me one little question, just a few words. He says, you want a job? We talked about, do I want a job? He said, I have found a need here at this church, and it's something that we've been kind of discussing a little bit. Because we need somebody to come in and handle all of our social media and our media platforms. So what? Yeah. I want you to come in, and I want you to take over this full-time position. I want you to take over the social media in the media aspect of it. I want you to run that. And this is a full-time gig. Now let me tell you something, guys. Ever since I was 9 years old, I have done this. At 9. I have always wanted to do this in some sort of capacity. Started off in the gaming world, did that for years, never got anywhere. Stepped away, got into the podcasting world a little bit. Didn't really go anywhere. I also didn't really apply myself like that. Then I do the Hill Brothers. And the Hill Brothers was something that I really enjoyed because it felt like it was created, it was successful, and we really enjoyed what we did. But my entire life, I've always loved to create, make moments, and try and help somebody feel something. Maybe be an encouragement for their day. And all of a sudden, out of all these avenues that I had been trying to create for myself for years that were never there, the second I submit to God's will in my life, although be it scared, freaked out, He just handed it to me. Said, here, everything you've always wanted to do is right here. But here's the difference. You get to do it for a higher purpose than you ever thought you'd ever be doing. And that is to try and build the kingdom. Come on. What? So on April the 13th of this year, I started working full-time for my church, in which I still do now. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I love it so much. I get to get up every day, go to my office, and go create stuff that's gonna worship God and glorify Him. That's what I get to go do. I get to go do that. And guys, I'll be honest with you. You know, I look back at everything that we've done, and the people that are watching this, guys, you mean way more to me than you know. I promise you that. And I miss you guys. And I'll be honest with you. I don't mind talking to North Carolina. But you know what? I'm not going to hide the fact that what I get to do right now, I get to do for God. And I'm going to show that as much as I can. And that means if we get to hang out a little bit, talk a little Hill Brothers, I'm cool with that too. But guys, not only am I doing this, I'm doing that too. And I'll share that with you guys at times. You know, why not? Share what's going on. You guys can see that side. Because guys, I guess what I'm really trying to tell you here is through my experience, I'm gonna tell you something. Those that may believe or those that may not believe, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you a hill that I'll die on. There's a God in heaven, and he's got a much, much, much bigger and better plan than you could ever think of. I know that for me. I did not think that I was gonna get to do this. I worship a God that saved me, sent His Son on to die on a cross to save me. I get to do. I get to glorify that guy. Jesus, I get to glorify Him every single day. Through stuff I love doing anyway. I'm currently, right now, I just pitched the idea earlier today. As a matter of fact, as we're speaking, I just pitched this idea about doing a Christian short film. I'm working on that. Getting ready in a couple of weeks, going to Mexico, going on my first ever mission trip, and gonna document that. Going to a youth conference, not this week, but next week. So we go to ACC Kickoff Friday. That Sunday, going to a youth conference in Tennessee. 7,500 youth, teenagers are going to be there. Big conference, preachers, singers, the whole deal. I get to do that. I'm telling you, man, there is amazing, and there's amazing, amazing, amazing God out there. And I'm telling you, if you don't know him, you might want to check into him. He's pretty daggum cool. But guys, this is where I am today. I know I went dark for over the last few months, but that's just because I'm living in prayers that I didn't know this is what I was praying for, but the second I walked into it, I knew this is what I was praying for the entire time. That's what I'm doing. And I'm excited about it. And I'm thankful that I get to do it. But guys, you wanna know what's been up with me? What came after I think I did the thumbnail as? This is what came after. A guy that is super thankful and is blessed and that stepped out on faith and just trusted God with his life. I didn't deserve any of it, but he gave it freely. Just like the gift of salvation is saying, gives it freely, it's a gift. Now I get to do some really cool things. So that's me. That's what I get to do. 31 minutes and some change that I'm currently seeing right here. Hopefully guys have enjoyed this. I know this isn't North Carolina Tar Heels related, it's personal life related, it's religion related, or God related, if you will. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Hopefully you guys are too. But thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for openly welcoming me back with open arms, saying hello, saying what's up, all the kind words. There's been a couple of you that have been following me as the last few months have been going on and have been able to see it and witness what's happening and the things that I'm being able to be a part of. And I appreciate you guys so much for being willing to do that. And you guys mean more to me than you know. I promise you that much. But guys, we're getting closer to Friday, and quite frankly, we're going to talk some North Carolina here right here in just a couple of days, and then get ready for the big event on Friday. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Can't wait to get to the ACC kickoff and see some people and have some conversations and enjoy my time, and also maybe be able to bring you guys some stuff out of that. So hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels.